Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the next episode of Joe Kelley's Psychedelic Experience. What is going on with you, my friend? It's your old pal Joe here, just checking in with you on a motherfucking Monday. How's it going? How's it hanging? Listen. Hey, come on now. I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you're doing better than you ever thought you possibly could be doing. And if you're not, hey, that's all right, but get your shit together, huh? You might as well get your shit together. What else you gonna do? You know what I mean? Get it together, people. Hey, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Magic Mind. Use the promo code KelleyComedy20 at checkout and get your first month free when you get a 6-month subscription. Real quick, ladies and gents, some shows coming up in the comedy world for your old pal Joe. February 8th, I'll be in Midland, Michigan. I figured that's where it was, but I doubted myself at Three Bridges Distillery and Tap Room. All right, come through there. Also, I'll be in Cass City, Michigan, February 17th, and then I'll be in Ann Arbor, Michigan on the 20th of February. Nothing in March right now, I don't think. There might be something I forgot. And I'll be in the great city of Knoxville, Tennessee in May. Go to joekellycomedy.com for all the upcoming date shows and all the hoopla, all right? It's all sorts of fun over there. How have you been, my friend? How was your weekend? What's been going on with you? How's everything in your life? You know what I mean? Hey, check it out here on YouTube. Look at that. Got some mugs in, people. Got some, well, hey there, motherfuckers, mugs in. With myself, my face as Che Guevara. The whatever he was, the Filipino revolutionary, something like that, or Chilean, or El Salvadorian, something. But I got some mugs in, people, in case you want to we can have a cheers together in the morning from time to time. I only got 5 right now, but if you want a mug, oh well, hey there, motherfuckers mug, I got you one. So that's new. That's a new thing going on in my world. Other than that, let's talk about the news, people. Big news this past week. No one's really talking about it. Did y'all see, or at least hear about, the fella who chopped his dad's head off? Did y'all see that? Did y'all even hear about that? It's been brushed over in the news. It's the most exciting news that's happened all week, in my opinion. People keep wanting to talk about the border and how if you're an illegal immigrant, you can just commit crimes in New York and you can't be held on bond. That's no fun. What fun is that? That's bad news. You know what I mean? That's all trouble for every last one of us. In some way, shape, or form, I'm pretty sure. I don't understand everything. But the guy chopping off his dad's head is pretty fascinating stuff. And then he posted a video on YouTube telling you why he did it. People go, well, why would he chop his dad's head off? He told you about it for 14 minutes. If you listened for a half a second, he had his reasons. Are they the right reasons? Are there any right reasons for chopping off somebody's head? That's for you to decide and me to decide and anybody else, who decides you chop off a head, you got to have a reason to do it. I'm not saying people are chopping off heads all willy-nilly, but I bet if you asked everybody ever who has decapitated somebody, I bet they'd have a reason for it. They used to do it for fun, with the guillotine. It used to be a big family event. You get you go to church, and then you go to Applebee's afterwards, and then you go to the town square with full belly and watch some guy, his head end up in a basket. It used to be fun for everybody. That's all I'm saying. It's in our DNA to watch beheadings. But for some reason, they took it down from YouTube. It took YouTube like 6 hours to get it, too. I don't know if you guys know the backstory or not, but there's a guy, and he cut off his dad's head. His dad was a government employee, and he's got issues with the government. He's clearly mentally ill in some way, shape, or form, possibly on some sort of pharmaceutical mind control pills that they hand out all willy-nilly nowadays. But in the video, they don't actually show. He handled the business before the video. He just starts the video. He's like, hey, my name's Frank, and this is my dad's head. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why my dad's head's in this here bag. And then he put the head away, and then he told everybody why. And it's because he just has, he doesn't like how things are going. He doesn't like what the government's doing. You know what I mean, man? He made a call to action to patriots, which I find fascinating that the media isn't covering more. Because if you look at it from, I don't know, it seems like they'd have a heyday talking about someone who's a right-winger or someone who's leaning right-wing, posting a video of him chopping his dad's head in a bag, and they would really lean into it and run with it. But there's the other side that they're not talking about it because they're not trying to promote that type of behavior. So maybe, listen, if they're worried about promoting that type of behavior, maybe, listen, just hypothetically, you know what I mean? We're just talking shit here on the podcast. This means nothing. But if they're afraid, maybe that's the answer, Maybe it is. Maybe we all just chop off our dad's heads. And that will fix the government somehow. Maybe it's the answer. I doubt it is. But I'm just saying everybody has a reason who's ever chopped off anybody's head, And I was talking to my mom about this for a minute, and she's like, oh, I don't know why anybody would ever do that. She's like, I don't think things are right. Or she's got problems with the government too, according to her. And I go, well, how would you fix them? And she goes, well, I wouldn't do that. And I was like, okay, we know what you wouldn't do, but what would you do? And then she goes, I don't know. And I think that's a weird, anytime somebody tries to solve a problem on their own, and albeit this is a very absurd way, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, to solve a problem, chopping off your dad's head or whatever. But everybody's sitting around not doing anything, not trying to solve any problems. And whether or not it was a good idea to chop your dad's head off, if that's going to solve any problems or not, I don't know. But God damn it, at least he's trying to do something. He's trying to come up with a solution in some way, shape, or form to the problems he sees in the world. And whether or not chopping off his dad's head was going to solve all those problems, I don't know. But at least he tried, God damn it. Everyone's just bitching about how the government pisses away their taxes and doesn't do anything with the money. And then they just pay their taxes every fucking year. They don't do anything different. They barely vote, They don't let their voices be heard too much. They just sit there and piss and moan and bitch and whine about everything under the sun. And then when the time comes to actually do something about it, they fucking tuck tail, bend over, and take that IRS dick right in the old asshole every goddamn time, And I'm not any different or better, people. I'm not any different or better, all right? But this guy had a solution to a problem, a perceived problem he had, and he did his best. He did his fucking best, It's absolutely... I don't know. That's the only thing that interests me in the news last week. That's the only thing that I wish more people were talking about it, because other than that, I really don't give a fuck about what's going on with anything. That was the only thing I found interesting. And anytime I find something interesting, there's no fucking sign of it anywhere. Everything I like disappears one way or another, So maybe they're keeping people safe by not talking about it. Maybe there's some ulterior motive going on, because it just seems like you'd have a heyday, especially with this election coming up. And, a lot of people don't like Trump, and maybe they're just keeping it in the back pocket in case he fucking wiggles through all their legal cases and loopholes they're trying to set up for him. So he goes to jail. In case he wiggles through all that, they're going to roll this guy out at the end. And he's going to be like, I did it for the president. I chopped off my dad's head for the president. And then they're like, see, you can't vote for this guy. But it don't matter if you do, because we're going to give immigrants the right to vote. So we could just have as many votes as we want, because there's going to be no way to keep tracking them. It's going to be a fascinating year, people. That's all I'm saying. Who gives a shit what happens? Focus on your own life. Focus on your own family and the things that are going around you. You'd probably be a little bit more sane if you did. Instead of worried about what everybody else was doing, people chopping off heads. Hey, if they ain't chopping off anybody's head, you don't know. You know what I mean? If it's somebody's head, you don't know. Fucking don't worry about it. It's none of your business. When it gets close to you, though, that's when it's time to worry. If it was your dad, I'd be a little bit concerned. But it was just a fun news story. Very fun. The most interesting thing on television, in my opinion, this past week was the dude who tried to prove a point. I like people trying to prove points. Sometimes people are a bit much, though. That's the thing. Anybody trying to prove a point usually is a bit much. But I guess it's just, if you're entertaining when you're being a bit much, I guess then I'm okay with it, you know? If you're lopping off heads for the sake of my entertainment, shit, I can't be too mad at you. You know what I mean? How many did he expect to get? And then posted it on YouTube. Here's the other thing, people. It was on YouTube for like 6 hours, okay? It was on there for a while. And my videos get demonetized before they're even posted half the time. Because YouTube has an algorithm where they scan through before your videos get posted. Here's a little inside baseball for you fucking people. It like scans your whole fucking video for possibly, like bad words and shit like that. So, of course, everything I say gets demonetized most of the time, like a lot, especially lately, And then this dude's got a head in a bag and he's on there for 6 hours somehow. You're not telling me something's up there? I'm not fucking that popular on goddamn YouTube. You know what I mean? Not that many people are watching this shit to where it's like my stuff should be getting flagged before it's even posted. But meanwhile, you got some video, and then it leaked on Twitter that the video was on YouTube, getting thousands of views within 6 hours. And no one said, hey, that guy's got a head in a bag, and a lot of people are looking at it. But for some reason, I talk about fucking whatever, shit and fucking balls, And it's like, no, we got to fucking put a stop to that. Fucking YouTube, What a pain in the ass this shit is. Anyway, the only other thing, I did watch some football. I know this is like over a week old now, but I did watch some football. The Lions were playing for spot in the Super Bowl, And I'm a Michigan boy, and by God, if it don't make people feel good to see the Lions doing well. So I tried to participate in that, Because I think there was a point in time in my life where I felt a little something when the Lions did well. Now I don't, but it was something to talk about, and it was nice to see them do well because they've always been so goddamn bad, But what was the whole point of this? Oh, fucking commercials, people. I don't watch TV too much, especially football games. Football games got very like mainstream kind of commercials, but it's just, commercials are just complete brainwashing. I think we can all agree at this point, because the whole point of an advertisement is to try and get you to buy into something that you don't necessarily need or want. They all target like the lower vibrational fucking chakras that we have going on. The fucking dick and balls and anus chakras or vagina or whatever in your belly, It makes you want to just fucking eat all the time. And they're all just loud now. Every every commercial is just like people dancing at a nightclub and no one's talking and it's just a lot of lights, a lot of music, and then it's like, hey, don't forget to eat your oatmeal. And it's like, all right, okay, I guess I fucking will make sure I get my Quaker Oats, Or it's, people washing ducks off in a pond with some soap, and then it's like, make sure you get your fucking Pfizer shot. And it's like, what the hell is even any of this? That was supposed to be a soap commercial, and now you're coming at me with some rigmarole for another fucking pharmaceutical company. It's nonsense. And then, especially with football, because that's the whole thing with the Super Bowl, right? It's a lot of people don't watch the Super Bowl for the game. They watch it for the commercials, for the ads. That's what people get excited about. So it's like, people are tuning in just to be subconsciously and consciously. They're consciously tuning in to be subconsciously brainwashed into buying shit and watching stupid ass fucking movies that they don't want to watch, and, fucking trying a new flavor of Mountain Dew because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he don't take steroids or nothing like that. He's one of the good ones. He never knew about Vince McMahon being a piece of shit. The Rock was innocent the whole time. He never said nothing. Or he never saw nothing. He didn't know nothing. The Rock's a good man. He wasn't hiding dark secrets from everybody. And he definitely has never taken a steroid in his life. That guy's just all lean meat and vegetables, And then sometimes he drinks a weird flavored Mountain Dew that you see during the Super Bowl. So now you want to now you got to drink it. Or they fucking revive Cher. Cher's not dead, is she? Who's the one that died? Joan Rivers. She don't even sing songs. They revived Joan Rivers, and she's like, hey, you should eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos because I died. And what's cooler than a lady who used to be alive that is now dead telling you to eat fucking Cheetos? Nothing. Nothing's cooler than that. So you fucking tune in, waste fucking 6 hours of your goddamn Sunday to just be brainwashed and manipulated by a bunch of fucking idiots too. The Rock doesn't know what a good soda is. Come on now. He clearly doesn't drink them. You don't get fucking nipple veins when you're chugging Mountain Dew. Diet Dr. Pepper is a great soda. Take it from me. You don't see no veins on my nips, do you? I'd be a better spokesperson for fucking Mountain Dew than The Rock. Or Shaq for fucking Taco Bell, Well, Shaq's a pretty good one for Taco Bell. He's awfully big, and he knows good food. We can all say that. But anyway, the point is, don't waste your fucking time watching the goddamn commercials. If you get excited for the commercials, fucking, I don't know, man. It all started when that was the only thing the newscast would talk about the day after the Super Bowl. That's how it started. Nobody used to give a shit about the commercials. And then all of a sudden, everybody did. Why? What was the first Super Bowl commercial that people really gave a shit about? And then it's just the news companies. They go, hey, fucking Patriots won the Super Bowl, but did you see this commercial? And then they talk about the commercial for 20 fucking minutes. And then everyone's like, I don't even like the game. I just tune in for the commercials. It's like, you fucking blockhead. Why wouldn't you just do something better with your time rather than watching something you don't care about and then giving up your subconscious to fucking corporations so they can manipulate your feelings and tap into your insecurities so you waste fucking money and don't spend any time with your children. You ignore them because you're like, fucking every kiss begins with K. And Pete Davidson said it, and now I'm fucking wet, baby. I'm wetter than you've ever made me. So I fucking ignore my kid because every kiss begins with K. I don't know if that's a fucking worldwide company. K Jewelers. It's truly terrible. It's terrible the state of society is, or where we're at right now. So that's when it comes back to the guy in his dad's head. That's where it's like, I get it, man. I don't want to get it, but I do get it. Is it something I would do? I don't think so. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I don't have that kind of motivation in my life, But I get it. I get that you think there needs to be change in the world and you're just kind of frustrated and you don't know what to do. And perhaps you're on some sort of psychotropic medication of some kind where your brain isn't working. It wasn't working normal to begin with, but nobody's is. So they gave you some shit to make it work normal, and it never does. You ever notice how people who are like taking shit to make their brains normal ain't fucking normal? Fascinating how that works. And then you come up with some ideas and go, you know what? I'm going to make things better in the world. I got an idea. Let me get a steak knife and a trash bag, and we'll go from there. And maybe things change, maybe things don't. But the point is, I gave some effort. I did my best. No one else has any ideas, so I fucking tried something. You got to respect it. At the very least, you got to respect the gusto, the gumption, the desire, the passion, the will to get out there and try and create change in the world at the price of your father's life. I think we could all sacrifice a bit of ourselves for a better tomorrow. And maybe that's why tomorrow seems so shitty all the time, because we're not sacrificing enough of ourselves. Something to think about for the week, people. Something to take in to your fucking week with you. Think about it. Let's take a quick break. Check in with our sponsors. Hey, we'll be right back with more Joe Kelley's Psychedelic Experience. Thanks for being here, everybody. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Magic Mind. Now, we all need a little mood and memory enhancer in our lives, ladies and gentlemen. With the introduction of short-form social media posts, reels, shorts, all that stuff, TikTok, our brains are completely shot nowadays. We have no memory. We can't focus on anything. And it's because of the internet and social media. And it's to the point where people can't even get to work without using Google Maps. You've had the same job for 12 years, but for some reason, you don't even know how you get there, and you don't even know how you get home. Well, thanks to Magic Mind, this wonderful little shot of nootropics and vitamins for your brain, you no longer need Google Maps to get to and from work. You can do it with your mind, people. Isn't that impressive? Remember when we used to do things just with our mind and not the computer? Thank God Magic Mind is here to help you do things with your mind once again. Go to magicmind.com, use the promo code KelleyComedy20 at checkout, and get your first month free when you get a 6-month subscription. It's a wonderful product. Give it a try, my friends. Magicmind.com, promo code KelleyComedy20, and you'll get a free month, all right? Let's get back to the podcast, shall we? Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that brief, wonderful message from our sponsors here on the podcast. You know what I was thinking about this week, people? Since we touched on the news, since you heard it here first, all right? We always like to get the news out of the way up top, and then we get into the fun. Here's the thing about having negative opinions and not having a positive outlook on life. When it's almost like, and I've had this attitude before, but have you ever met people where it's like nothing good ever happens, so why even try? You know, why would you try to make something good happen when nothing ever does? And then it's almost like when you approach things that way, we're going, nothing good could ever come from this, and then it doesn't, you're like validating that your opinion's right. You know what I mean? So you're going, well, I told you nothing ever good happens. So then you just continue that outlook and that approach to everything, because you almost, I don't know, man. It's almost like you get a higher buzz from being right than being positive. You'd rather be right about nothing ever working out than have a glimmer of hope in your life. Because if you had a glimmer of hope and it doesn't work out, then I don't know, fucking God forbid you try and you think things are going to work out for you and they don't. God forbid. So rather than do that, you just go, well, why try? Why do anything? Because nothing's going to work out anyway. And then you feel good when it doesn't. It's fucking crazy. And then you feel bad when it does. You know? If you're like, nothing good is going to happen to me ever, and then something does, and then you go around spreading that message, you know? You go, oh, I'll never win, I'm a loser, I'm this, I'm that. There's no point in trying. There's no point in hoping for anything to ever happen. And then something good happens, you feel like a fucking idiot. You almost feel embarrassed and ashamed because you told this fucking, told this rope of negativity and how nothing works out, and then it does, and you're like, well, now I'm fucking, well, this was just one time, this was a fluke, nothing good's ever going to happen again. And you just get stuck in this vicious cycle of, you know, validating your negative opinions. And then you feel good because you're right. You're right about everything in your life being shit. Ain't that a good feeling? Hey, everything's shit, but at least I know it's shit. I know it's shit all the time, and that's why I don't try. It's fucking crazy, man. And again, I've been there before. It's just, you know, you hear some people talking, you're like, wow, man, that's a crazy outlook to have on life. And then you look in, you go, I've definitely have been that person before, where it's like, there's no point in doing anything because nothing good's going to happen. But More good things happen when you do try. That's for sure. If you open yourself up to the realm of possibility, Lord knows what could happen. But if you just sit and go, nothing good could possibly happen ever, well, that's where you're going to stay. That's where you're going to stay. And I think if you open yourself up, man, I think the world really does lift you up. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm full of shit. But it's better than fucking think it's just going to break you down all the time. Because it will do that too. Obviously, it's going to do that. No one needs to tell you that the world's going to beat you down. Nobody does tell you that when you're a kid, which is very strange. But you should realize that along the way, as you grow, as you mature, you realize that the world is going to beat you down, but you just got to keep coming back. But maybe some people have been beaten down so much that they just stay down and they go, it ain't worth it to stand up anymore. But that one time you stand up could be the break you catch. But I also get not wanting to fucking have your knees taken out from under you another time too. But just don't bring that shit to other people. Even if you go fucking fine just laying on your face and not getting back up, just keep that shit to yourself. Don't be fucking talking to other people about, I lay on my face because nothing good ever happens, you know? I ate this pile of shit and I'm not eating another one. I've ate enough and this is the one I've decided I like. You never know. You might stumble into some ice cream or some cake or booty. Wouldn't that be nice? Hey, let's get you the animal video clip of the week and get you on your way, people. This is a fun one. Nice long 2-minute one. A lot of a guy screaming in there. Nothing really bad happens to him, but this is just delicious and funny at the same time. So this guy, I thought he had a cameraman, but apparently this guy, he's on a hike in the woods somewhere. He finds an elk with 2 baby elks. It's across this river. He decides rather than minding his own business, he's going to set up a tripod and put his camera on it or his phone and walk across the river to get a cool picture or a cool video with these elk. All right. And as soon as he crosses the river, the baby elk, which I assume is the one you wanted to get the picture with, they take off, because they're babies, but they're not fucking stupid, not like humans. Good Lord. So babies take off, the picture's ruined, and now you got a 20-point elk to deal with. A lot of horns on that thing. And at first they just kind of line up with each other. And I think this guy is either, I don't know, maybe he's Snow White, maybe he has CTE. But in his mind, I think he's like, I'm fucking one with this elk. This is my elk friend. Those are my elk friend's babies. Once this elk realizes that it's just me, it's the elk's uncle, he's going to show the babies to me. But that never happens, and this elk just plunges his antlers into that guy and pushes him into the dirt, And then it's pretty much just a minute 45 of him being on the ground, but he's got a good lock on the elk's antlers. So he's not completely losing the fight, but he is screaming like a little bitch the whole time, and it is funny. Lots of hoots, lots of hollers, and I don't know exactly what happens, but at some point towards the end of the video, after a minute 40 of wrestling a goddamn elk head, he manages to get to his feet, and he still has a hold of the antlers, and then the video cuts off, But why people do these stupid ass things, I'll never fucking understand. Is it because of the picture? Is it because of the phone? This phone has so many great capabilities about it. We all have them, these little pocket computers that we call cell phones. Amazing technology, a wealth of information, but it has us in complete control doing completely stupid fucking shit all the fucking time for the sake of being able to show it to other people. Because when you do something stupid and it works out, it's cool. And when you do something stupid and it doesn't work out, it still makes for a good video. So I get it. I get why you want to. I don't get it. I mean, I understand you being a fucking whore to social media and going, dude, if I get close to that elk, I'm going to get 16 to 17 likes on this video because I don't have any friends. I don't have a social media platform. I'm out in the woods fucking with elk. You think I got a fucking computer brain? Absolutely not. But leave animals alone, people. Leave them alone when they're with babies, all right? Had the babies not been there, maybe the elk would have been like, let me figure you out. But you approach the babies and then you get horned. Horny ass elk, you know what I mean? Thanks for checking out the podcast this week, everybody. Hope we had a little bit of fun. And thank you to Magic Mind for being a wonderful sponsor. Don't forget to use the promo code KelleyComedy20 at checkout and save yourself, get yourself a free month, all right? Also, I'll be in Midland, Michigan this coming Thursday, and then we got Cass City after that, Ann Arbor, and Knoxville all coming up. JoeKelleyComedy.com has all your upcoming date shows and times. We also got the Hey There Motherfuckers mugs, all right? Well, hey there, motherfuckers. In case you're a fan of the morning check-in videos, we got some mugs to go with it. But listen, let me know if you want one. You got to reach out to me personally, okay? I don't have them set up on the website. You fucking holler at me, and I'll talk back to you, all right? But in the meantime, do me a favor before you get out of here, all right? Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else, and I'll catch you around real fucking soon, all right? Later, my friend. YouTube, what's happening? What's going on with you? I've missed you. I hope you're doing great. I hope great things are happening to you in your life, you know? I love you. And I don't have too much else to say at this point. Other than I hope this doesn't get demonetized. Or at least let it stay up for 6 hours. Let me get an extra 0.018 cents before you demonetize it. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.